I was just trying to fix a leak in the house, but I ended up saving a life and starting a war. When my parents passed, they left me the old family house. It was a fixer-upper, and for 2 years I've been doing the repairs myself. I found a tiny leak in the foundation of the basement that I couldn't find the source of. I finally had to call a professional. The plumber showed up, a gruff old man who looked like he'd seen it all. He climbed down into the crawl space, and a few minutes later, he came up looking pale. "I found your leak," he said, "but I found something else too." He led me to the opening. There, curled up in a puddle of water next to the leaking pipe, was a tiny puppy. It was shivering, covered in dirt, and so malnourished its ribs showed. It was so weak it couldn't even bark. I pulled him out, wrapped him in a blanket, and immediately took him to the vet. The vet told me he wouldn't have survived another day. They put him on a drip and said he needed a quiet, safe place to recover. I took him home, named him Gus, and he slowly started to heal. A week later, he was walking. And a month later, he was a different dog, full of life and energy. He was mine, or so I thought. 3 months after finding him, I got a call from the police. Someone had filed a stolen property report. It was my neighbor, the one who always seemed so nice. He claimed Gus was his dog, that he had run away, and that I was a thief. My neighbor had a good lawyer, and the case went to court. He had photos of himself with Gus as a tiny puppy, and a vet bill to prove he was the original owner. I had no paper trail. It looked like I was going to lose. On the final day of the trial, my neighbor's lawyer made his closing argument. "The law is clear," he said. "This man is a thief." As he spoke, the judge's door opened and Gus walked in. My neighbor saw him and called out, "Gus, come here, boy." Gus looked at him, then at me. Without a moment's hesitation, he walked across the room and curled up at my feet. The judge took one look at us and said, "Case dismissed. What would you have done if you found a pet like Gus? Tell me in the comments below."